Hey, greetings. In this video, we are going to continue with our topic, business documents. And the aim of this topic is to help us gain skills on how to write the different business correspondences or business documents. So even in this video, we're going to look at a particular business notice. So a business notice or notices are means of formal communication targeted at a particular person or group of persons. It is like a news item informing such a person or persons of some important event. It can be an invitation, a notice can be an invitation, an announcement of any event, or it can be to issue certain instructions and so on and so forth, depending on the writer. And most times, or generally, they are written and then displayed at public places where it is accessible to all. But they can also be posted on notice boards and newspapers as well, if it is intended for a wider audience. And normally we've seen this, the government, when it issues notices, they are normally published in national or local papers, and organizations also do the same. And this is normally done if you're good news reader, you would have come across some of these. Some are like the ones I've come across there. They are talking about maybe some reshuffles in the staff, some officials have been promoted and demoted, and so on and so forth. But then what we're going to look at specifically in this video is the format, because what we need to know about a notice is what it is and how to write it. So we're going to go to the format of a business notice. Now, since notices are formal documents, they should follow a structure or format. And then you should keep in mind that there is no one correct rigged format, but different formats are used by different people and organizations, and they show some variation. But still, it is ideal to follow a somewhat similar format for ease of understanding and uniformity. So even here, we're going to look at a most used format of notices. So I'm going to take you through what to start with and how they follow each other, and then I'll end with the video illustrating with an illustration of actually how to write a notice, such that you can see that actually if these guidelines are well followed, you can in actual sense come up with a good business notice. So to start with, we start with the name of the issuing authority or organization, and this is at the right very top, meaning you print the name of the person or company that is issuing the said notices. So this helps the reader identify the notice as either important to them or unimportant, depending on the company or the authority issuing the notice. So what comes next then is the title. The title, what you like when writing a notice, we mention a title, which is the word notice, that is always in capital letters and bold at the top. So this helps to draw the attention to the document. Notices are generally posted in a public notices are generally posted in public place or published in newspapers. Therefore, it is important that they do not get lost in a sea of information. So that's the reason why the title is always bold and clear, so that it can draw attention of the reader. So then what comes next is the date. So after the title, to the left hand side, we print the date on which the notice has been published. So since this is a formal document, date is an important aspect of it, since these documents stay on record. So then after the date, what comes next is the heading. So the heading should make abundantly clear the purpose of the notices. Like the heading should be clear because it is what shows what the notice is about, so it should communicate it clearly. And then after that, then we go to the body of the notice. So the body should be brief and to the point of the notice, because the main content of the notice features in the body. So it should be brief and to the point, clearly communicated. And then, so after the body, then we go to the writer's name. Like at the end of the notice, we write the name and designation of the notice writer, meaning the writer has also to sign the notice such that he lends it authority and validity. So in case it is a notice meeting, then the agenda should be added as well, the agenda of the meeting that is being talked about in the notice. So when we look at the body of the notice, what should it contain, or what should the content of the notice be about? So we are going to look at the 5Ws which can help you actually and guide you as you're writing your notice. So these include what, where, when, who, and whom. So when you look at what, this is what is the notice about. The notice should be clear about what is going to happen if it is an event, and clear what has already happened if it was an occasion. So the message should be written clearly. There should not be any form of ambiguity. And then next is where. If the notice is about an event, the location of such an event must be clearly written. The venue or location are very important details, so they must be included in the notice. Then when, this is the time and date of the event or the meeting. So if possible, the duration of the event should also be mentioned to people, so that people can schedule they can make the schedule accordingly. And then who. So this is who the notice is addressed to, or who should adhere to the notice. So this should be clearly mentioned to avoid confusion. If it is a university, just to give an illustration, if it is a university and you communicate to a particular faculty, you should make it clear. If it is the faculty of engineering, you should clearly you should clearly show who the notice is, to whom the notice is intended, so that to avoid confusion. Then the other thing is whom, like whom should be contacted. So this is the final. You should put the contact of the person who people should get in touch with. So this mentions appropriate authority to contact. Because if it is an event, if it is a meeting, then who should be contacted? So that person should also be included for purposes of the message, the purpose of the notice being fully completed. So then the other points you have to remember as you're writing your notice is that you have to be precise and to the point. The ideal length of the notice is 50 words. 50 words. So the language should be precise and appreciated. So being that it is a formal communication, the language used should also be formal. And then you should keep your sentences short and use simple words, not to use big vocabularies. And then the other thing, you use a passive voice as far as possible. And lastly, you present your notice in a proper format in a box. Normally they are presented in a box, and they are good looking or nice looking to attract attention. So that is it about a notice. This video hope you see actually how to come up with one. Now, for illustration purposes, to illustrate how to write a business notice, let's assume I'm writing a notice to inform the students of a particular university, let's say Chambergo University, and I want to inform them about a certain meeting that is going to take place on a particular day. So let's take as an example for illustration purposes. So now, to make up now we're going to use that, and then I'm going to show you how we can actually write that one. So let's start with the name of organization, that is Chambergo University. Now, assuming I'm the it is from the Student Council of Chambergo University to the students of the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering. So now this can be an appropriate name of the issuing organization, Samuel University Student Council. So that is the issuing organization. Then next we go to the heading. So now that is the title, notice. Like this, like I say, the word should be in capital letters and in bold. So I'm going to capitalize it and then bold it, and then next will be the date on the left hand side. So now, since most times these ones are center aligned, the name of the issuing organization, the title, most of the times they are center aligned. So now let's bold it. So that's what I've done. I've center aligned them. Then I'm going to put the heading, sorry, the date just on the left. So then after the date, we go to the heading and then the body of the notice. So let's have them both, the heading and then the body. So then we are having the body and the heading of our notice. So then after that, what comes next is the name of the writer of the notice and their signature, just as we have discussed earlier. So then you're going to have those two, and actually you're going to have the name of the writer, that was Kato Jeremiah, the president, the president of the student council who wrote this notice. So let's have him here next. So then after the body, then we have the writer's name and then the signature to validate the notice, just as you've seen. Then what comes next, since this is a meeting notice, we shall have the agenda. So you draft the agenda as accordingly, depending on the meeting. So just for illustration, that is my agenda, and so on and so forth. So that is how you can actually come up with a business notice. So that is our name of issuing organization, the title, date, then heading, and then the body, then writer's name, signature, and then the agenda. And then that's all we are done with the notice. Thank you. Stay tuned. Shall still look at more documents. Subscribe and share in case you find it hopeful and you think that any other person will need it. Thank you.